Good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome to the speaking mock exam organized by Thompson School. Today I'm going to be responsible for the speaking portion of your exam. My name is Jahongir. Can I get to know your name?
My name is Shahzada.
Shahzada, nice to meet you. So Shahzada, we'll quickly go over the basic instructions of your speaking exam. So as you might probably know, the speaking exam consists of 3 parts, part 1, 2, and 3. So in the first part, I'm going to ask you some general questions about yourself. And then in the second part, I'm going to give you a cue card to talk for 1 or 2 minutes, for which you will also be given 1 minute to prepare for. And in part 3, you will be given questions related to your part 2. Let's begin. We're going to start with the first part. Do you work or are you a student?
I'm actually a student. I'm studying at school.
Which year are you in right now?
I'm right now at the 9th grade and I'm going to finish this year.
And what are you planning to do after your graduation?
After the school, I want to get to the lyceum, and I'm now working to this.
And which lyceum would you like to get into?
I don't know which is particularly, but I want to choose more lyceum which is related to the diplomate.
Good. Let's talk about your hometown. Where do you come from?
I'm from Tashkent, from Uzbekistan, and I'm living there since I was born.
What's the most interesting part of your hometown?
The most interesting part, I can say that there are a lot of natural things like mountains and also parks, which is really great.
Good. In which part of your hometown do most people live in?
I don't know by the statistics, but I consider that in the Tashkent because it's the capital of our country, and there are all facilities in Tashkent.
Good. Let's talk about films. How often do you go to a cinema?
Really rarely, but I like to go to the cinemas, but because of my studies, it's a little difficult to me go to the cinema.
And which movie from your childhood do you remember the most? In a positive way.
I can say it's Harry Potter, which I the most like, and I'm still watching it, and I like it.
You like Harry Potter?
Yeah.
Why do you think it is Harry Potter? Why Harry Potter?
Maybe because there are a lot of magic things which I really adore, and that's all.
So that's the end of the first part of your speaking exam. Now we're moving on to part 2. And in your part 2, you need to describe an interesting place that you have visited as a tourist. So you will be given 1 minute to prepare and also a pen and a note paper to take notes on. So your 1 minute preparation time begins, excuse me, now. Okay, your 1 minute preparation time is up. Remember that you need to talk for 1 or 2 minutes, otherwise it might affect your overall speaking score. You can start speaking right now.
The most interesting place that I visited during my holidays, it was to our regions, which is Qanday. We went to the one of the most popular area. It's Boysun, and I went there with my grandmother. Because we hear that there is one place where the water is really helpful for any problems with your health. And we went there with my grandmother, and also to visit some historical places and monuments also. And we went there 2 or 3 years ago, and it was really interesting because every monument and every historical place has their own history, which I liked, and I would like to go to there again.
Mm-hmm. Good. Can I get the cue card and the note paper back, please? Thank you. And the pen as well. Thank you. Now we are moving on to the last part of your speaking exam, part 3. Let's talk about places that tourists visit. Which areas or which area of your hometown the tourists often like to visit? Let's talk about Tashkent.
About Tashkent, in Tashkent, there is no much historical places as other regions, but in the Tashkent they can visit some historical monuments like I don't know the exact names, but they are not a lot.
Do you think tourists should visit museums, national museums and galleries of the country they're visiting?
Yes, of course, but it depends on the person. If they like it, they can, but it will be really beneficial and interesting to visit, because from the museums and from the art galleries, they can know their history or their cultures and so on.
Good. And what do you think local people can do to help tourists enjoy their stay?
Maybe they can meet them very friendly, and they can help them to visit the most interesting places, tell them and advise them how to get there and which places visit.
Good, so that's the end of your speaking exam. Your results will be released in about 2 or 3 weeks. So nice to meet you one more time again. Good luck. Good. So our candidate is Shahzad, and by the way, welcome to the feedback part. So in this feedback part, we always hope to give you some practical and actionable feedback on the performance of our candidates that you can in the future use in your own speaking to improve your speaking. Good, so Shahzada started by using really good vocabulary overall, but one of her little slip-ups was this phrase, get to. So she wanted to say get into that lyceum, but instead she said get to, so that's considered a mistake. Then I remember she said that she wants to get into lyceum that's related to economy, but I think what you should say instead, Shahzada, is I want to get into a lyceum that specializes in economy. Then there was this word like really rarely. Don't remember the exact problem, but what I wanted to highlight here is that you can use phrases like hardly ever, okay, instead of saying really rarely, but it's fine. And be careful with the pronunciation, rarely, okay? Check it out, definitely. And this phrase is overused in Uzbekistan, I would say all over the world, especially in Russian-speaking countries, and in Uzbekistan as well, which is I can say, I can say, I can say. Well, never ever in my life have I seen a native speaker saying I can say. That's, I would say, like 100% Russian and Uzbek phrase. Please, guys, if you ever use it in your speech, note that it's not natural. Then there was this pronunciation problem. She said heard, so Shahzada said heard, but you should say heard, okay, heard. Work on this. Then there was this part about the water, and Shahzada said that water is helpful, but instead of saying helpful, I think it's better to specifically outline the properties, the health fortifying properties or the healing properties. So instead of saying that water is helpful, you better say water has the water in that river has some health fortifying properties, or water there has some healing power, maybe, who knows. There was this again, sleep up, there is not much places, there are not many places, and meet them friendly. I would say in English, instead of saying meet tourist friendly, you can say this. A friendly welcome would do, or a friendly welcome will do. So a friendly welcome will do. Will do means will be enough. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button.